With a lot more toys came a lot more packaging. So Kenner's go-to photographer, Roy Frankenfield, called for backup.
My name is Kim Simmons, and I was a independent photographer that did a lot of work for just Kenner, the man who shot Luke Skywalker. When I started, fresh out of grad school, I was making $5 an hour. I walk in the door the first day of work, so I'm up on the camera 6 feet, looking down 45 degrees at a table full of Star Wars figures. And that's where it started.
In the early material, a lot of times the Roy Frankenfield would photograph the vehicle in front of a bold primary color with very, bold lighting.
Roy was good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Roy was a dynamite guy. He really was. But to him, it was just a job.
Kim's lighting is much softer and naturalistic. Kenner moved during that time as well to using naturalistic settings for their photography. So they'd have an X-Wing in a jungle setting for Dagobah.
Roy was going on vacation. He says, Kim, you've got this tabletop shot coming in. You can handle this. And it was just a point of purchase display is what it was. Well, I go over to the art director, Mark Castater, and he starts talking to me about it. And I'm going, oh, this is a little bit bigger than a table shot. He said, well, okay. So I went over, I set it up, started setting it up. And the first shot, and I come back with the 8x10 puller, and he goes, Kim, we need to change this around that. He'd start marking it all up. I'm like, oh. And then he started giving me reference material. Oh, okay, got it. Went back, put everything, started all over again, dropped everything to the floor, put the camera as close to the floor as I could go, and then I started placing things. And I mixed up, I don't know how many pounds of ivory snow. We had mountains, and I created bigger and better mountains back for the background. I hung my blue background up, and I built my grid work above and used fishing line, heavy gauge fishing line, as heavy as I could get, to start hanging the ships. I had a hard copy of the Rebel Transport. I had 4 AT-ATs. I had a miniature from Microset, a ATST way in the background. And they were all sparsely put out because I needed to create that depth of field. And that's how I did it. This is the very first image that was computer retouched by Kenner. And I worked on that for a week. And Roy came in at the end of that, and he says, oh, wait a minute, Kim, I can get some more depth of field on this. He couldn't get any more depth of field on it, trust me.
Kim Simmons is worked with like kind of the bigger diorama sets that line did. You start to see him using force perspective to like get on the level of these little figures that he's photographing to just kind of make them larger than life, and to make them seem as real as possible. My name is Matthew Callahan. I'm a sergeant in the Marine Corps, and I'm the creator of the photo project Galactic Warfighters, where I photograph 12-inch figures, kind of like in a journalistic wartime photography style. For the project, I use real-world weapons and gear. It's just kind of a way to tether the real and the fictitious together. Kim Simmons, he wouldn't be putting bags over figures' heads like as an enemy prisoner of war kind of image. That would probably be a big no-no for Kenner.